Previously on PBFB.
Feel it.
I will cut you.
Fleabag.
Hi, my name's Christopher Bingham, and I am a time traveller. The first time I travelled through time was the original PBFB, a huge video diary project that I recorded in the years 2011 and 2012. I filmed 2 years of my life back to back, and then I kind of spliced them together, and what you saw was past Bing talking to future Bing, alternating for an entire year. This video, which is probably pretty long, is like a highlight reel of some of my favourite episodes and some key moments from the original series, as well as the follow-up mini-series, so that if you're new to the project and you want to catch up a little bit without watching every single video, you can do that and learn a little bit about me. When I started PBFB in 2011, I had literally never vlogged before. It wasn't even really like a thing that people did. It was just starting to become more common on YouTube. The lighting was bad, the hair was worse, and I really didn't know how to talk into a camera. It's a new year, which means new equipment and new projects, including this one. Right now I'm calling it... Where's my hand? Right now I'm calling it Past Bing, Future Bing. At that time in 2011, Past Bing was studying film at the University of Lincoln. Hello, Future Bing! This morning I had to go to the post office and post the mother of all piles of badges. It struck me as an opportunity to film the place where I live, so that in a year's time you can film the place where you live and show me... It. I live in this house, on this street, in this city. Every now and then I get a salad bowl from this food bar, and it's delicious. And Future Bing had just moved into his first shared home in London after graduating. Hello, Future Bing. Fuck. Again. Hello, Past Bing. Today I packaged up 1 billion jumpers. Count yourself lucky that all you have to post is badges. And now I'm going to show you where I live. Where Bing lives! I live in London, which is as detailed as it's going to get. I live with Jamie and Mandy and Tim. And I have this sofa and this printer and this clapperboard and this mountain of boxes and this kitchen and this shower. While I lived in Lincoln, our house was nicknamed San Francisco after a party we had inspired by a movie called Slaughter in San Francisco. And our new house is called The Arena after a party we had inspired by the movie Bloodsport. I loved living in San Francisco and I love living in The Arena as much or just a little bit more. While Past Bing was drinking in spoons with a very young looking Jack Howard and the Truman Twins, Future Bing was helping Tom shoot sketches and collaborating with other London YouTubers.
My legs feel funny. Active.
Kieran, could you explain what you're doing?
I'm putting the thing. See? Osmosis. You can't change my face like that. Like that. No! I'll leave you and this whole crew will be permanently. I might mimic you like, no!
It's just a short face of us like this.
Everyone in the office is like, what the? What are they doing?
I make videos talking about sciencey stuff sometimes, which is one of the trickiest things to make interesting for other people. And I think one of the easiest ways to make people excited is just to be excited about what you're talking about.
I'm giving up.
It's becoming very apparent that you might actually fall out with Past Bing at some point.
You're so bad, Past Bing. Why are you so bad?
I was saying to you, it's not right to have favourites on a collab channel, but I do prefer you.
And a personal favourite of mine, Future Bing, is reunited with friends that Past Bing hasn't made yet.
I'm late. Well, it doesn't work.
You can have that now.
Also, Marge,
We have the best coins. Stupid! Yeah, it's super crazy cold.
may I help you with your bag?
Yeah! And in a fan favourite, Jack and I reviewed 100 copies of Take a Break magazine. You want to explain that? Hello, Future Bing. I didn't really know what to do for this video. And then fate delivered unto me a Morrison's bag full of Take a Break magazine.
That's literally all it is. I get the master chair.
You do, and I get the little,
That's a child's chair.
yeah, the back isn't even fully up.
Oh. I'm struggling to find a story to
I'm
laugh
trying
at.
to find the horse one. It's about some bad guys who chopped up someone's horse. This crossword just has Nicolas Cage's face in the middle of it. Please don't kill me, Stan. It's me or the cat.
Pregnant.
This story seems genuinely nice, so I'm not going to read it. Around this time, we were living in student accommodation in Lincoln, and Jack and the Trumans, they were in the year below us at Lincoln. Jack actually ended up editing a few videos for the original PBFB because I was training him how to use Final Cut. Past Bing played poker with a few friends. These are the people that I'm with right now. If you wanted to know one thing about your life a year in the future, what would it be?
I want to know if I was happy.
Where realistically do you think you will be
Right.
in February of 2012?
I'll have a job, but it won't be something in the career line I want.
I don't know where I think I'll be, I know where I want to be. I want to be an author.
I'll have won the X Factor. I genuinely want to have won the X Factor, Ed. I do.
I have no idea what I'll be doing, but I hope I live somewhere interesting. The North Pole or
The North Pole.
Australia.
I hope I won't be dead. Although if I am dead at this point, this will be a very depressing video.
What do you want to be doing?
Something that I'm getting paid for. Anything creative, hopefully.
Got slapped a lot. Hello YouTube! Anyone who's worked with me knows that I'm notorious for false starts and messing up, and it's really hard, and it makes it really, really hard to edit. So in this video, whenever I make a mistake or say the wrong word or do a false start, Jack Howard is going to slap me. If you're following the news recently,
This is the best thing I've ever done.
Around this point in 2012, we lost our dear friend Ed Gould. He had been struggling with leukemia, it had come out of remission, and he passed away quietly in the night. Hello, Past Bing. On Saturday, one of your friends passed away. Hello, Past Bing. On Saturday, one of your friends passed away. He went quickly and quietly and left us all feeling a little lost for words. Ed was an exceedingly genuine and friendly and talented person, and every single one of my close friends owes him something for the connections that he created, the things that he made possible. The sheer size of the hole that Ed leaves it blows my mind. Just accounting for his close friends and family is a daunting enough task, but now we have to tell everyone else. Colleagues, internet friends, kids and teenagers who have been watching his work for years. And I think it speaks to Ed's judge of character that his closest friends have risen to the occasion. There was a lot of silence on Sunday when we found out, but it was also a room full of comedians trying to cope with the death of a close friend. There were jokes and smiles, and we laughed. But most of all, work was done. While I just sat there, Matt and Tom got on with things. Calling and messaging people, making sure that the people who deserve to know found out directly and not today, and making sure that the news was embargoed until their jobs were done. So I won't patronize any of you by trying to find some poetic meaning in all of this. I still feel stunned and exhausted and nauseous, and it's a ridiculous thing to have happen. The following days and videos were fairly hectic and weird and all over the place. But one of them is an all-time favourite for me, for obvious reasons, and it's called Tired and Together. You have misplaced Past Bing for the 30th.
No!
I am
Do you
filming
remember
you.
what it was?
I'm filming you right now.
It may never have even existed. I have no idea.
I'm filming you right now.
Maybe you're like asleep having tired days. You did do that a couple of times.
Big smelly willy.
No opposition?
The movement carries.
Get that shim up to
His thing really softly just overthrew the system. That's how he's eventually going to become world mayor.
I put it to a vote and nobody was listening, so
I walked past Julian Loon's VidCon, and you know what? She smelled food.
Chloe, that'll pop out.
Oh, you can pop that out.
Just give it a quick, just give it a little...
Just
Done.
Falcon triple god will elevate you to spirithood. Also, there will be tiramisu. From Ra, the Book of Thunder Jesus.
Fire! Fire is behind you! You just get all of that mayhem, haven't you? Yeah.
So what makes
Dig into the shovel blast.
They go in there, there's like Victorian kids.
Clawing at the rubble, your hands are burning red.
UV filter freaks out.
Crushed beneath the concrete of a faith that stopped you dead. Oh, this is what it feels like giving in. Giving in.
We kept going on, we kept filming, and we got through it together.
The word weird gets thrown around a lot, and generally we tend to use descriptive words way too often nowadays, so they lose all meaning. So when I say that April 10th, 2012 was the weirdest day of my life, it may not do it justice. So I'm just going to show you as much of it as possible and hope that you understand. I woke up and Bound was in my room, and Dean was in my house. Yeah.
The hair all how it is.
I love it. And we listened to Papa Roach so that we could feel like we were 13 again. This is a fantastic song. It's got layers.
It's got things going on.
Everyone got dressed up and they looked pretty cool. We met some more people on the way, and then we were there and nobody wanted to go in and everyone stood around making jokes.
Every single time, it's like, well, let's have a bit of a laugh about it, but then it just turns into, oh yeah.
Then you get quiet.
Yeah.
Life goes on, of course, and soon we were back to shooting sketches.
You're fine. You're good. It's okay. So you're good. We'll fix it in post.
I'm getting it.
Okay.
And that's the end of the episode.
And in Future Bing's year, the Lincoln Gathering and Summer in the City were coming up, a period where I met a lot of new people, made a lot of new contacts and friends from around the world.
Hi Fast Bing, it's Kimmy here. Yesterday I came to London and met you for the first time since you gave me that button at VidCon that you don't remember.
Good rules. Snow day rules. Easy.
This is what you might call the calm before the storm. A lot of people are going to be descending on this little town. And I'm, frankly, a little scared, a little worried, a little excited, a little aroused, and I really need my bed.
What's it like compared to like London, to be in Lincoln?
I know where everything is. In Lincoln, I know that I can walk 5 minutes down the road and go to Debenhams and buy some shoes. In London, I don't know where I am.
Lucy Preston says hi to you, Bing. Oh god, it's still vibrating.
Hi, Lucy Preston.
That's all the suggestion. Oh no. We just got another vibration. Steal his ducky sweater and very essence. This is the calm before the storm.
Then we arrived and there were... Then we arrived and there were already a lot of people there and I got trapped in a circle full of smiling faces. It would have been scary, but they were already nice, so it kind of wasn't. And we got stuck.
Bing, I fucking love you, man! You're both amazing! True story.
And then because we wanted to feel like students again, we had lunch at the shed and it was tasty.
I love food so much!
Go out there and win me a Super Bowl!
Thank you.
In another fan favourite, and I have no idea why, Jack and I decided to have a competition to see who could remove their trousers without using their hands the fastest.
Yes! Yes! Winner! Okay, what?
I also went to Nottingham and then back to London for MCM, which happened at the same time in both years.
I'm thinking the soundtrack to this MCM montage has to be a stepdad song.
Oh, the door's out tracing!
God, I miss traveling. I miss traveling so much! But more on that later. At this point in PB's year, I graduated and I was forced to move back in with my parents for a few months while I figured things out.
Motorway, etc. The van had to be back before 6, so we loaded my life onto the drive before scattering around to various parts of the house. And now I'm here. Home. At least for now. So I guess I should start sorting through my life. I don't know where to begin.
While PB had a pretty quiet time at home, FB was having a really good time in Los Angeles for VidCon.
I think this is like the first time that I'm like just relaxing for like the past 24 hours.
You're gonna put it on the other side? Okay.
If I need more, I'm getting a thing tomorrow anyways.
This is Christopher Bingham. He doesn't know it, but one day he will be a man.
It's good. This could all be sitting behind the scenes. Do all of these.
This is me caressing your face. I'm not gonna hit the button.
Everything! I'd like to run this company from the inside, if you don't mind.
Can I present your house?
Is this a good thing to have this belted?
Yes.
It's our problem free.
Yeah, come a little bit closer.
Philosophy.
That's salsa.
Is that salsa?
We're gonna have a wedding catered exclusively by salsa. That is salsa, not salsa. Feel salsa. Feel it. Feel it, Paul. Feel that salsa. Caress it.
I feel the salsa.
Oh, yes, do you? It's southwest with some corn mixed in. Yes.
I feel the rhythm.
Oh, you can put that on anything.
I feel the spicy sensation.
Put it on your pizza, on your chips. Yes, Paul. Feel it around. Ooh, Paul. Ooh, you're a naughty boy. You're a naughty boy, but you need more salsa even.
I need more salsa.
Looking back at this period in the original series, though, I'm reminded just how much I did do even in that few months where I was living at home. It feels to me like I didn't do much, but actually I went all over the place. I visited Hannah Witten in Birmingham.
So I wanted to share some things that...
I went airsofting, I think, for the first time, and then sadly, death touched my life again. Just before graduating, I had received the news that my grandfather on my dad's side had got a terminal cancer diagnosis. And in a video that is very dear to me and my family, simply entitled Life is Weird, I documented a visit to see him in hospice care.
See us?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not focused.
It is thought that a holding cross is based on an ancient design found in ancient European chapels, made out of olive wood.
If
Yeah.
this was the Riviera, it would be.
It would be heaving.
Packed
Yeah.
with people. So this was when we were on one of our departures.
And after that, I kind of just zoned out. I didn't want to live in the middle of nowhere anymore. I wanted to go where the action was.
I'm feeling bad. I'm trying to figure out why. My mom's overworked and tired and frustrated. My dad's not here, he's in Banbury. All I know how to do is make films. I can't make them when I feel like this. I don't have anyone to talk to. My mum is unavailable. My sister is unavailable. My best friend is unavailable. So I have you guys. I have Future Bing. I have YouTube. And that's a one-way conversation, and it's a bit depressing. I made some things recently. I liked them. I had fun making them. But it was the people I was with. As soon as I leave that kind of zone, I feel like this, and it's not good. I feel angry. I think that's what it is. I don't get angry, and I don't like being angry, and so when I feel like this, I don't know what to do. I'm angry at so many things, most of them out of my control. I'm angry that my granddad's dead. I'm angry that I don't seem to have a direction right now. I'm angry that I essentially don't have a best friend or any real close friends. I'm angry that I have to make a video every other day, and the best I can fucking do is this sunset landscape bullshit. I'm angry about being alone, but I like being alone, so I'm actually angry about being alone in the wrong place. What's up, camera? How's it going? I hate the shitty tripod that you're on. I want a new one. Because that tripod's shit. It's made of bad. I hate the people who screwed me out of money to get me into this place. I would get a job, but then what would I do with it in January when I have a full-time job doing this? Fuck you, cows.
This section of the original series is pretty hard to watch because at the time PB was, I think, experiencing the lowest point I'd had in my life to that point. Meanwhile, Future Bing was having a fantastic time. And it wasn't until we actually made contact with the International Space Station and started receiving and sending that signal from space that I realized the gravity of the situation. Not only were we doing something that no other website had ever done before, but we were doing something that meant a lot to these kids and to everyone involved.
Everybody around the world, please consider joining the Planetary Society. We are all working together to know and appreciate our place in space for the betterment of humankind. That's me and you, even my old boss. Humankind, and especially Bing.
I got to work on Space Lab, I met and worked with Bill Nye, I hit 100,000 subscribers on my then main channel. Everything felt like it was on the up, everybody was like together and doing stuff, and every day felt like there was something new and novel and exciting happening. Around this time, Future Bing also got a presenting job working for Guinness World Records. There's a lot of behind the scenes for that in PBFB from that point right to the end of the series.
It's gonna look a little bit like this. And a little bit like this. And a little bit like this.
And I was shooting in the new YouTube space quite regularly.
Patricia, my one true love! What happened to her?
Well, I didn't shoot her.
You didn't shoot her, then who shot her?
Right... Liam.
Oh, Liam, that bastard.
He has a gun.
Liam does have a gun. I've seen you hold his gun.
Yes, I have been holding his gun up until the moment that she died.
And then Past Bing had to go through the whole huge ordeal that is trying to rent your first apartment in London as a freelancer with no accounts and no savings. It was very stressful.
I've been on and off the phone for what now feels like an eternity with my estate agents. Thanks, estate agents.
Future Bing gave Mandy a pineapple after she had a painful breakup.
But I got you this pineapple.
Thank you.
I think the pineapple is a perfect gift for any situation.
No, you see.
Think about it, you can eat it. You can use it as a weapon. We didn't provide any context for that at the time, but that's what it was. Mandy had just broken up with her long-term boyfriend and was sad, and being a sociopath, I thought a pineapple would cheer her up. Then there was Future Bane.
Hello, Past Bane. My name is Future Bane. This time last year, you were planning to overthrow Gotham City with your main lady and fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny. Well, it didn't exactly work. Anne Hathaway shot us, and it was very painful. And although the Batman's flying saucer was destroyed, Gotham City was unaffected by our glorious bomb. It's got me thinking a lot about time and how we spend it. You should always try to spend as much time with the people you love as you can before it's too late. Taking risks on big projects like the destruction of Gotham City and the punishment of Bruce Wayne is good, but do not let it take you too far from your friends and family. And you know, Past Bane, maybe breaking necks isn't a great way to get your message across. I feel like my manifesto got lost in the fray, and people started seeing me only as that big guy with the mask who kills scientists. And that's not a friendly public image to have, Past Bane, and it's hard to be forgiven. They even made me close my Twitter account. So you live and learn, Past Bane. The fire rises, and so too shift our dreams.
Pillow fights, in which I actually did hurt myself quite a lot. One of the models decided to sit on me, and I bruised a rib. In just an hour's time, I am going to be having a pillow fight with 4 glamour models in pajamas. That's a thing. That's a thing that I am going to do, and that after today I can say that I have done. Let the gravity of the situation wash over you. Let it really just linger in the air. Yes, this is actually happening. This is an actual thing that I have done. This sort of swag.
Series 5, episode 22, cameras A and B, slate 9, take 1.
Action. Okay, stop there.
Freddie, how did you get that in your face?
And before I knew it, I was back home with my family for the holidays.
Kitty, I just want to pet you. Kitty! Kitty, no! There it is. The bauble with me on it.
I have to put you on there.
It used to have a little red nose, but that's gone now, and now it's just me with antlers.
As both PB and FB's years came to a close, I tried to look for meaningful lessons in everything that I had done and recorded.
Okay,
Hello Past Bing, I'm here in Google HQ, which is acting as the location for Hi, I'm Joya, the gritty reboot.
You're pulling out hairs.
Which is one of the many projects that I'm working on for the first half of 2013. And I'm not really feeling like it's the end of anything. This year, this month, is full of new beginnings, so it's actually really difficult to search for lessons to be learned and conclusions to be drawn. And as cliche as it might sound, I don't think I need to. I've graduated, I've travelled, I've seen new continents, I've met heroes, I've experienced loss, depression, frustration, but ultimately I feel fantastic. I leave this year behind knowing that it has changed me in countless ways for the better, and safe in the knowledge that you will start your year in a good place, feeling creative and comfortable but still with a lot of work to do. I hope that you have found this experience just as bizarre, harrowing, electrifying, stressful and amazing as I have, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And then it was over. For the final episode, I decided that I couldn't do it alone. I felt very weird about just shooting in my apartment on my own. Like, turning off the camera and sitting and editing it alone was not the way I wanted to end the series. It would have been weird and quiet, and I would have been, like, alone with my thoughts after such a huge and overwhelming project. So I decided to go to Paris for the day. I got a small group of friends together, we got on a train, and we went to Paris for a few hours, for no reason. We did very little while we were there. I filmed in front of the Eiffel Tower, we did a freeze frame, and of course there was something in my nose the whole fucking time that I didn't see. Look at it! It's right there! In the fucking last episode, and there's this little bit of fluff in my nose. The whole time! And then we got back on the train and I had a little breakdown on the way home, just kind of overwhelmed with the fact that it was over and how big it had been, and all the things that had happened to me in both years kind of just flooded over me in one go, and I had a little cry. Then, after very confidently saying that I would never do it again, I made an anniversary miniseries in 2017. This one was only a month long, but it was a really interesting insight into my life 5 years later. What's also interesting, and in some ways maybe disappointing, is that now, 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, I am dealing with some of the same stuff. There was a huge difference between past and future Bing's lives immediately in this miniseries. While PB dealt with depression and loneliness and anxiety over the future, FB was having fun and working in a new job. Good morning, Past Bing, and welcome back. It has been a minute, hasn't it? Like you said, this is PBFB for 1 month only, a 5-year anniversary edition. I just got up pretty early, it's gonna be a long day, and I have to go into work. In 2016, I took a senior lecturer position at Ravensbourne, a film and design college here in London. Almost missed my train getting this shot. Oh, but it's so nice. Oh, but get the train. I teach on the digital film production course, and the unit I run is all about emerging technologies, internet distribution, new models of crowdfunding, VR, AR, 360 cameras, 4K, 5K, 6K. So 3 days a week, I come to this ridiculous building in North Greenwich, and I try to inspire hundreds of students to think about what exists outside of just pointing a camera at something. Future Bing had a lot of fun experimenting with new technologies like the Snapchat spectacles and the Microsoft HoloLens in this season. And here comes a company that a few years ago people only knew about because of dick pics, with wearable tech for your face that people actually want and can afford. So you can imagine my childlike glee when Gerard brought some home from work the other day. Also, you don't have to imagine it because I filmed it. I'm so...
Should I press the light?
I've been trying to get a hold of these for so long. Whose are these?
Works. Oh, press this button, you press that, and then the light comes. The light.
Okay, and then what?
That's filming. So now that will sync to your phone later on, and you can add them to your story.
I love them. I can't believe I'm actually like...
That's really nice.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What? And it just does 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got a little flash on. I'm seeing a little flash when it's about to stop. And he opened up about his love of huge, expensive trainers. Meanwhile, Past Bing, who didn't really have any money, spent his time going to free museums and making disgusting food with his friends.
We need to get one of these for ourselves.
I don't think that's a butter dish. I think it's too big. People were tiny back then.
Yeah.
This is where all the tiny women with the tiny dresses chill and play 3DS. We really have come a long way, size-wise. Oh, Solomon, you sneaky devil.
Cut the baby in two?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
a
none of
moral tale, Mandy. You're supposed to, like, learn a valuable lesson about the life.
Killing children.
Yeah. Jeez, you don't know anything about history. Leave us alone, melty face baby. I love the soft lighting they were able to achieve in these old school photographs. They could make an entire video of just people's faces in this museum. She does not approve. Give it a spin for me. Beautiful. Alex, explain to me what this is.
This is a mac and cheese cake.
A mac and cheese cake.
It's a pun. It's a living pun.
What is in it?
The buttery biscuit base is rosemary cheese crackers and a mix of fig and dates, cream cheese and Stilton with macaroni in it, and then walnuts and cranberries on top.
It's bizarre and lovely. I've never eaten anything like it.
Is it the best pun you've ever tasted?
Jim, what are you making?
I'm making... Do I talk to you or the camera?
Whatever you want.
I've forgotten, it's been so long. I'm making beer battered mozzarella breadsticks wrapped in bacon.
Oh, it's great. Oh. You have to break the mozzarella's water.
You do, no, seriously.
Oh no, I'm never going to be able to eat mozzarella again. And the one where Mandy, Phil and I raced to secure our new apartment. Good morning, Pasping. It's a Saturday and it's really, really cold outside and it's snowing. So I decided to just chill indoors and have a couple of friends over today. I got my mate, the astronaut. I got my mate, this ballerina. I brought my dog over. Who's a good boy? Who's a good virtual boy who doesn't poop or vomit or need to be fed or have any feelings? You are. That's right. Dogs you can pause. Hey man. You're just chilling. Ah! I want those 3D PBFB letters on my wall. I want them there all the time. It feels weird that they're not there, and I was only using it for about 20 minutes. Man! In other slightly more real-world news, Mandy and Phil and I went to a house viewing today, and it was a roller coaster of emotion. I love the chandelier. I love that.
Yeah.
Keeping that.
I told you, right?
I mean, that's real nice.
It's really nice.
That's pretty good.
I told you I found a freaking unicorn.
Do what you need to do. Go get this house. And just as we were about to tell the agent, this happened. There'd been some kind of mix-up and we were looking at a place that had already been sold. So there's another one that's in the same building that's very, very similar but a slightly different room configuration. And we're waiting to hear back from them now about the keys. And in this season, even though it was only a month long, I had a huge breakthrough to do with my mental health. Shortly after shooting the PB episodes in 2016, I figured out what had been causing my mood swings and my anxiety. And it probably wouldn't have been so clear. I might not even have realized there was a problem for much longer if I hadn't been filming my life, watching myself back, and putting that extra little bit of pressure on myself every day. Also, Mandy helped. Thank you, Mandy. So when it came to the Future Bing year, I was able to explain all of that and give a little bit more context for why I was feeling that way. This was the biggest thing to come out of this season for me. It wasn't numbers or views or money or anything like that. It was personal. I learned about myself and I solved some problems that were holding me back. You're up all night, you're sweating, your muscles are tight, your brain is running around in circles, asking the same questions, getting the same confused answers. It exhausts you, it drains you, and it scares you. And this starts happening regularly. It becomes predictable. So much so that you start thinking, well, maybe this is me. Maybe this is who I am now. Maybe there was some kind of dead man's trigger in my head ready to go off in my mid-20s, and now I am a sad person. And it's a testament to how insidious things like depression can be, that you resign yourself to your fate. And it doesn't occur to you at all until you're talking with Mandy about it weeks from now that it could be the beta blockers. You stop taking them immediately, of course, and you call up your doctor and actually leave maybe the funniest voicemail that's ever been left. You gave them your name and your NHS number, and you told them what the pills were, and you described in detail what your symptoms were, and you did it all very professionally. And then you signed off by saying, or maybe I'm just sad. Let me know either way. Bye. But within a few days, it was clear that you weren't just sad. They had been making you sad. These tiny little pills that were helping you were also turning you into a completely different person. PBFB 2017 is like a portrait of me at my worst, hung next to a portrait of me at my best. Seeing how much my attitude, my lifestyle, and my well-being changed in just 1 year is really cool. I also realized after that miniseries that I couldn't leave it alone. Where were you a year ago? Where were you a year ago? What were you doing exactly 1 year ago? A year ago. Where were you? What were you doing? Could you tell me roughly where you were and what you were doing a year ago? Where were you? What were you doing?
Oh! What was I doing a year ago?
I liked doing it, I really enjoyed doing it, and I wanted to do it again. So in 2019, I did another mini-series for 2 months, and I launched a Kickstarter to fund the year-long series that is about to happen. And this is where I started really breaking out and playing with the format. Episodes feature interviews that I did with my friends and colleagues and other creators. The episodes were also mostly much longer. It started with a really good episode that was completely not what I planned and went totally wrong. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about, I had 2 dreams last night, right? The first was an amazing watch advert starring Keanu Reeves. Complete with narration. With he was doing voiceover, and I was like seeing it. I was the camera. Okay, and get this. Picture the scene. It's like a big, like a school playground, right? Concrete school playground, and Keanu is there, and like there are kids on the peripheries, but like he's just kind of alone in the middle, and he's drawing all these incredible like murals with chalk on the ground, crime scenes and like diagrams and stuff in all these color, like it's serious stuff, but it's done in like colorful kitty chalk colors, you know? Keanu's doing a voiceover and it's like plotting things out, like they came in this way and it was done in this manner, it was very precise. And at one point, this was the most vivid part that I remembered very clearly, right? He had like a big long bamboo pole, and at the end, like, there were like 15 chalks attached to it, and he was using them to do like texture, like fill in areas of texture. Around him, in between all the pictures on the ground, there's like giant watches in the concrete, like as big as tables. And they look like those like chunky fossil watches or something. They're like big watches stuck in the ground, like that you could sit on. And then the narration is like, a new way of doing things is already here. And then the logo came up. I can't remember what brand it was in my dream, but... Then there was a half-hour special, which really shouldn't be the second video in the series, but whatever, where I sat down and hashed things out with my ex-best friend, Tom Ridgewell.
It was just like, not here.
No.
It loud.
Yeah. We went outside, and now this is a real blur. I remember it being weird and awkward, obviously.
Yeah.
I remember asking like vague kind of pleasantry stuff, like
small talk,
like how are you, how have you been?
And then there was crying, basically.
Then there was hugging and crying.
That's the thing, is that it just broke.
It was hugging and crying. I recall at least one of us using the words "I miss you," or maybe even the L word. So if you're here and you know me through Astive Movie or Ed's World and you've wondered like, why don't Bing and Tom make things anymore? Watch that video. It's long, but you get the explanation. Some of the themes that emerged in this mini-series were to do with creativity and creative crisis. We also talked a lot, both in the interviews and in the video diary portions, about how YouTube was going and the culture surrounding YouTube. And I kind of wondered out loud about how people like me can use our platforms to do good.
A musician can put out an album every 2 years, a movie star can do a movie every 6 months to 5 years, but for us, you've got to have something out every week, if not more. And it feels like so many people are putting so much themselves out there at such a fast pace that they do burn out so much quicker.
I have a crisis about my own creativity in the context of YouTube almost every month, at least once.
I attended a wedding of 2 close friends of mine, one of 2 weddings in this season, which kind of illustrates the point we're all getting to in our lives. And I had various performative breakdowns about things going wrong or breaking.
Let's go to town. If I can't film it, did it even really happen, Mandy?
Puppet to you? Am I your goddamn puppet?
Where was I a year ago? Probably underneath Bing's bed in a plastic bag. You know he talks to himself when he's masturbating?
It tried to snow last night. It hasn't stayed. Let's address the elephant in the room, okay? I look very stupid.
This has all the footage on it, it will have all the project files, and they are duplicated on my main scratch disk. These lacy rugged drives have never failed me. I have 9 of them now, so hopefully nothing can break or get corrupted. Nothing can break. Nothing can break. So hopefully nothing can break or get corrupted, no days can be lost. Really, Weather? You gonna do me like this? And then I came home to this. This is a lot. This took a lot of effort, guys.
I spent over 30 minutes on this.
I was bored. What can I say?
I vlogged in the nude, wearing only a tie, like Donkey Kong. I know from first-hand experience that your brain is a bit of a chaotic space at the moment. You're still processing the huge shift that occurred when you met up with Tom. You're concerned about your body and your health. You're concerned about your creativity. And as will soon become very apparent to you, you are drinking too much. We past Bing are by no measure alcoholics, but right now you are struggling with taking things to an excess. Not just alcohol, but caffeine and eating and staying up late. I think if you're being honest with yourself, it's to do with that search for creativity. And it's tied up in this kind of false cultural belief that the artist takes things to an extreme. The creative mind has to be the messy mind, and that creativity is responding to unusual situations. And hey, what's the easiest way to put yourself in unusual situations? And I told the long, cruel, cursed story of how we made The Bothering 2. I hurt myself quite a bit, and I probably made this a lot worse. Jenny, fatigued from not enough sleep, food poison, and pain in her neck, started falling asleep. I can't blame her. It was a terrible time. She was in a lot of pain. She had taken some painkillers, and I think that had also kind of clouded her a bit. And there were big long sections where she wasn't needed, so she just kind of went off into a corner or into a different room and took a bit of a nap. That's fine, that's fine. We also realized that we hadn't really spent any time blocking out stuff inside the house. As a result, the 3D space of that environment makes no sense. I think we got away with it. I hope I've been editing it, and I think it looks fine, and I hope we got away with it. But if you look in any great detail, you'll notice that the room that I come into is very clearly a living room, but it also has the front door in it. It's a one-room house, single-room house with no kitchen or utilities or anything. You might also notice that sometimes I turn away from the door and then the door is gone. It's a magic door. Maybe it's just a room with a window and some kind of camouflaged Bond door. Yeah, we turned several areas of that house into essentially one big amorphous 3D space. But doesn't make any sense. But hey, you know what? Christopher Nolan doesn't do 3D space right, and he makes fucking Batman movies. This one's also half an hour long, but it's worth watching. By this time, Future Bing was working on Eddsworld as a team manager, helping Matt build a new team of artists and also build back up the infrastructure for the social media and the store. I took a work road trip with him and we talked about his life and predictions that he had made in the past.
Matt is now dragging me round the mall.
Yes, the Derby Mall. Derby, the greatest city in the world. Thanks, Derby. Derby.
Derby.
I saw you hesitate, jumping on the train.
This is absolutely where I needed to be to test my new camera. Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Really?
No. We got recognized.
Hello.
In the mall.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we came to the mall.
Oh, it's a good mall.
Matt can't decide between the two different donut cushions. Oh, it's very soft. And then, nah, this is a fun. I like.
Looks better.
Firm is nice. This one would they've both got pros and cons.
Yeah,
and then Burger has it all.
Burger is squishy and firm.
Burger.
Firm buns.
I think you got to go with the firm buns.
And remember that apartment that me and Mandy had been so excited for? Well, at this point, I'd been living there for 2 years and I wanted to move on and get my own place. I didn't want to be Phil and Mandy's child / third wheel anymore. But it didn't go very well. It's a very long, painful story, but basically, I had an apartment all lined up to rent, and it fell through in the last, 3 days before I was supposed to move out. There were a lot of phone calls and emails and shouting, but it was gone, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I spent a couple of days frantically booking viewings anywhere and everywhere that I could, spending the whole day back and forth on buses looking at terrible, awful places that I didn't want to rent, and I just couldn't. I didn't want to tie myself to something bad. So when I moved out, I put most of my belongings in storage, and that was the beginning of a 6-month period in my life where I didn't have a permanent address. So you get to see the beginning of that journey in this season of PBFB.
Slam that door. Yeah, do the door. No.
No!
Dad's new setup. Oh, yes! Oh! I am tired, fasting, but I don't feel bad. If anything, I just feel impatient to be out of here. Thanks for all your help, Jetty.
I am Van.
I didn't spend enough time sitting on the windowsill in this house. That's maybe my biggest regret. I'm eating the last of my food. I got this Emmental slice here. I've moved on to Gouda.
I hate this.
You weren't lying, were you? No, I wasn't. We can do it, but once it's done, goodbye.
I can shoot some hoops in the back. Because if you knock the grate, you're going to knock the gimbal.
For the rest of this, I was living at Matt and Katie's, who were kind enough to let me stay in their attic room, which meant living with their cats.
What are you looking at? What's out there? Huh?
Oh, you disgusting fatty whore, you. Oh, you're so silly. You're a pretty little one, a skinny little slender little kitty. Not like you, you Tommy mess. You fat little kitty. You're a slob. Come back, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean any of the things I said. I'm sorry. Stop wasting your time. Stop it. Stop wasting your life. But you've got it all sorted out already, haven't you? Little kitty. Come back to me, yes. No, Kitty, why? I'm going to have a party, Kitty. You're invited. You're invited to my party. But not you. You're barred. Barred, I say. You filthy flea bag, you. You're stupid. You're stupid, Kitty. You're stupid. You're stupid and fat and ugly. Fuck you. I think living in this attic with these cats is having an effect on me. But I can't be sure.
Past Bing ends this season visiting his family for a few days, while Future Bing ends up in California with Mandy for another wedding.
Wait.
That is PBFB so far. Now you're up to date, more or less, with my life. All those videos are still available on my old channel Bing Radio, and they're not going anywhere. And you can browse them all by month or topic or whatever at pastbingfuturebing.com. In a few days, the new series starts. PBFB 2021 will be different again. The episodes will mostly be longer, and it's broken up into 4 seasons this time. I'll be introducing bonus weekend videos that feature contributions from Kickstarter backers as well as Q&A sections, and I'm hoping to do a few live streams this year. Alongside that, we also have the PBFB art project over on Instagram. For that, you can follow at PBFB 2021 on Instagram. We're also at PBFB 2021 on Twitter as well. You can support the show on Patreon. There's a link to that in the down. You can also get a free trial of Epidemic Sound using my ambassador link. That's also in the down, and it really helps me out. Make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications turned on, and I will see you on the 17th.